Support 59 there now at 38 North Catalina. Unit to handle code 2 identified.
I'm taking this car. I don't think I've ever had this.
Herschel, come on.
All right, all right.
Herschel, get it. Oh my god.
Brother!
Gee, Hurts donut. Hurts donut.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Shut up, Hurt. What a copy of
At least we'll know where we've been if we try to retrace our steps. Do you ever shut up?
I will pop you right in the face. We're here. Elysian Fields, you're mine.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. You don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see
We
Mr.
gonna get
Monroe.
you, Leland.
Send them through.
We
And that's our
gonna
cue.
get you.
Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Wow, this dude's office is beast.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
Terrible, boys. How can I help?
You can start by telling us why you're linked to this.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment
Oh,
Fund
awesome.
flyers
Yeah,
keep
lost
turning
sound
up in the
voice.
vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybill.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Yes.
It is. Every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
That's such bullcrap.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
It's really hard to tell if this guy's lying because you can't see his eyes.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to accuse them of murder as well?
Huckster. Huckleberry Finn.
Made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
I think you're being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to some timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts.
And how exactly do you think you can prove that in a court of law, detective?
I cannot prove that.
Looks like I was mistaken. Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
But you take them out of your house.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Bull crap.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Except that I can.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for way bills, do you suppose there could be any of them? I have listed their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers. I am not
What's the
prepared
story?
to let you waste any
Any
more
of
of our
these names ring a
time.
bell?
Please leave.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Chapman's on the list. He's on the list.
Your boss is a fine man.
He plays a saxophone, and boy...
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Where's old chap?
1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thank you.
I love the chase.
Here's the German chick again.
Minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bill it. 'Cause I the things I love.
Hey, it's
Buy me a
rolling.
drink, Cole?
For the
No.
sake of
Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Get around it.
Is something quite other.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save the
about...
threats for someone who cares about the boy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Will turn to surprise as you feel the pain.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
You